Welcome back. This is the third module in the Trauma-Informed Schools series. Last time, we explored the effect of trauma on a child's sense of safety. This module will explore ways to create that needed sense of safety for your students. Remember Baby Bear? Remember the cougar? Remember how you responded to watching the video? Remember how Baby Bear's worldview changed after the encounter with the cougar. The world was no longer a safe place, and he was thereafter vigilant for possible danger. Trauma changes a child's worldview as well. Think about these changes, and you will be able to talk about them after the video. Fear and terror are visceral sensory experiences associated with trauma. Sensory reminders of a traumatic event can trigger the body and brain to re-experience the feelings and the body responses associated with that trauma, even long after the trauma. Children may perceive threat or danger where we see none, which can be confusing to us. The threat feels real to the child. Their body is responding as if there is danger. Sensory triggers cause the body reactions associated with the trauma. Startle, heart rate increases, queasy feelings, a sense of danger. And these reactions impact a student's behavior and ability to learn in school. Which brings us to what helps. What can we do on a daily basis as part of our normal school and classroom routine? There are lots of things we already do every day to help children feel safe. We establish trusting relationships by caring, trying to understand, listening, being consistent, being reliable, showing empathy, being attuned to student needs and emotional states. We create predictability in our classroom with routines, structure, explicit rules, and taught expectations. We build community using community circles, morning meetings, the right to pass, shared celebrations, inclusiveness, conflict resolution, appreciation of differences. How can we create safety in our classrooms? We can create spaces that are sheltered from the activity of the classroom, comforting spaces where a child can reestablish their equilibrium or distract themselves from scary feelings or thoughts. Often, a soft cushion, visual barriers, and readily available materials create a welcoming spot. What helps when a student is over-aroused? Often, over-aroused states are maintained by sensory inputs or by thoughts the child has. Getting the child to think about something else or do something else can often reduce the child's over-aroused emotional state. Here are some ideas that may help. Think about what you do to help children moderate their emotional state. When this module is over, you will have time to discuss this. When children are over-aroused, they are not in a state where they can focus on learning. Regulating activities help children shift from a state of arousal to a calm state where learning is possible. Sensory materials can help a student to calm. So can grounding and body awareness activities. Slow breathing calms the body. Positive self-talk about calming can also help, such as having a mantra, "I know I can calm myself." It is helpful to practice regulating activities before children are in a dysregulated state, so that they have already learned how to perform the activity prior to the time they need it. Fidget boxes with materials like coloring books, plain paper, pencils, and markers, stuffed animals, puzzles, word searches, Play-Doh, squishy balls, koosh balls may be kept in a portable container or stored in a quiet corner in the classroom. These may help a child to regulate. Music is a powerful tool for helping students change their feeling states. Let's try it out. Think of something that has recently happened where you felt annoyed, irritated, or angry. Pull that feeling toward you. Put it right in front of you. Remember how your body felt? Remember what you were thinking or what you said? Now, rate the intensity of your feeling from 0, no feelings, to 10, most extreme feelings. Make a note of that number and hold on to that feeling while you listen to this music. Okay, how do you feel? Remember that thing that bothered you? Rate the intensity of that feeling once again. What do you notice? Did your angry feelings change? Music can be useful for a whole classroom or for individual students using headphones. Sometimes a child's emotional response happens so suddenly that there is no time to use early intervention strategies. The child is already in emotional crisis and dysregulated. So, what now? Talking won't help. A student in crisis is focused on survival and may be disoriented, shut down, irrational, or aggressive. The student is unable to reason, problem solve, or think logically about cause and effect or consequences. Talking or trying to reason with a student at this time will not work. Rule number 1, remain calm. Regulate your own emotional reactions. When a student is in crisis, ensure safety first. This includes the safety of the student, of other students, and of adults. Using a calm, reassuring voice, ask the student to move to a predefined place. This works better if it has been predetermined and practiced, so that the student knows where they are going, what will happen there, and that they will be safe. If the student is out of control and not compliant, you may need to remove peers to another location. Again, this works best if a plan has been decided ahead of time and practiced with the group. We adults need to stay calm and thoughtful. Notice the non-threatening position of this teacher. We need to not take angry statements personally when the student is distressed. At times like this, students are thinking emotionally, not rationally. Empathy helps. Kids may need more time than you think to recover a sense of safety and emotional equilibrium. Some kids need to be given space. Some need to rest. Some need a nearby adult for reassurance. Safety plans are helpful for students who experience crises frequently. A functional behavior assessment, or FBA, is a great tool to use in crafting a plan for a child. Student Services or a PBS coach can help with this. Students who have been traumatized are often lost in the then and there. We need to help ground them in the here and now. In addition to having sensory flashbacks related to trauma, students who have been traumatized often have vivid inner worlds into which they can escape when they feel unsafe. They tend to disengage from difficult things in the present and get lost in their own world. It is important for students to learn to stay engaged even when they experience academic difficulty or feeling uncertain and overwhelmed. We will cover this more in future modules. Finally, remember, relationships matter. A trusting relationship may be the single most important element in creating safety for a student. This could be you. We will discuss more about relationships in a future module.